It's like a grilled cheese, only better. It's Quesadilla Day. And this quesadilla has several components that's going to go into it. There's going to be a cheese component. There's going to be a bacon component, a vegan bacon component. And then, just to round out those flavors, a little sauteed peppers and onions. And that's where we're starting. Sauteing peppers and onions for the quesadilla. I put my pan on the fire on very high heat. It's important that this pan gets very hot so that the onions and peppers get a little bit charred. That's going to give it great flavor. I have one large onion and one large red pepper. And you see the pan is smoking. That's what we want. Ooh, ooh, look at that, look at that. That's hot, that is hot. Let it sit a little bit, let it sit. I know that you want to mix it up. Don't do it, let it sit. While it's sitting there, let's season it with just a little bit of salt. Half a teaspoon is fine. The peppers and onions have to sit in the pan for like 2 or 3 minutes. Otherwise, when you toss it, the heat of the pan is going to go down and the peppers won't brown, the onions won't brown. They're just going to kind of boil because the pan won't be hot enough. Let it sit in the pan, let one side get brown, toss it, let it sit again, let it get brown, toss it again. I think you get the idea. Now check out that color. Woo! Look at that. Get nice and brown. Let it sit again. While that's cooking, let's make some cheese. I have here a 1/4 cup of cashews, which has been soaked in 3/4 of a cup of vegetable broth. I soaked them overnight. You can soak them for a couple of hours if you want to. Better just soak them overnight in the refrigerator. Put them in the refrigerator, forget about it, next day you got it. I put it in my blender. Along with a 1/4 cup of Nutritional yeast. That's Nutritional yeast. Okay, really good stuff. Two cloves of garlic. About a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. And about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're going to grind this up nice and smooth. Woo! Check that out. That's nice. It looks liquidy. Don't worry about it. It's going to be good. Hey, check out these peppers and onions. You see what I'm talking about? The color? That char. I want that char. I want the flavor of it. Because that char with the richness of the cheese is going to be a good combination. So get that char. Hey, here's a little trick. Keep using the same pan for everything. Like I sauteed the peppers and onions. I rinsed out the pan, I wiped it out, now I'm going to use it to cook the cheese sauce. If you keep using the same pan, you know what's going to happen? At the end of the cooking process, you're going to have a lot less pans to clean. Because you use the one pan and just keep cleaning it as you go. Ah, nice trick. Very nice. Hey, remember this cheese sauce? Nice and smooth. A little bit thick, right? Not for long, because here's what I'm going to do. I put the cheese sauce in my pan. Put the fire on medium and let it cook. I like to use a rubber scraper for this because I'll get all the cheese from the bottom and it won't stick and it won't burn. Now that looks like it got a little thicker, right? That's perfect. Now leave it alone. It's simmering, it's beautiful, it got a little thicker, put it aside. As this cheese sits, it's going to get even thicker and become a beautiful kind of thick, cheesy spread. Woo! That's intense. Hey, I washed the pan, I put it back. That's terrific. Now let's make some bacon. The first thing I have to do, I have to crumble up this tempeh. Tempeh is a soy product, so if you're not into soy, you can use cauliflower, like cauliflower rice. Maybe try that. but this is really good and this works really well. And I'm just going to crumble this up to represent like bacon crumbles. And this is 8 ounces of tempeh. Okay, that looks terrific. There you go. All crumbled up. Now I have to make a mixture that tastes just like bacon. So we start with soy sauce. That'll give me the salt. That saltiness in bacon comes from the soy sauce. I put it right in the bowl, like that. There you go. We need some sweetness, like in a maple flavor. You ever have bacon, like maple flavored bacon? That's delicious. So we add some maple syrup. Good maple syrup, not imitation. Real maple syrup. I use a 1/4 cup of the soy sauce. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Ooh, that's rich. We need some smokiness, a little liquid smoke, that's all. I'm going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of liquid smoke. Bacon has some garlic in it, so I'm going to use some granulated garlic. I'm going to cook this mixture in with the tempeh. And if I use fresh garlic, it may burn, so I'm going to use some liquid, I'm going to use some granulated garlic. Here's what I do. I just need 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm going to put it into the cap. So if I pour too much, I can put some back. 1/2 teaspoon, that's it. The other thing that bacon has a good flavor of is black pepper. Freshly ground black pepper. Love it. 1/2 teaspoon. This pan's getting pretty hot, and what I'm going to use is some grapeseed oil. Hey, I like this oil, and I find it in a special gourmet store. Very high smoking point. So you can cook on high heat and the oil won't burn. I got to put about 2 teaspoons of oil in the pan. Hey, if you have canola oil, that's fine too. Just be careful. Make sure it won't burn. And I'm going to add that crumbled tempeh. Remember that crumbled tempeh? I'm going to add it to the pan. And I want to brown it. Browning it will give you that little nutty flavor and better texture. So I want to brown this. So once again, leave it in the pan. Don't move it. Let it get a little bit brown one side and then start moving it. You know what we're going to do now? Remember that seasoning we made? That bacon seasoning? Oh yeah. All over, all over. There you go. Give it a good stir. To lower the fire, lower it down, and just stir it until the bacon's a little bit dry. Okay, so it takes maybe 3-4 minutes to get it nice and brown, and then maybe 1 more minute. That's it. Once you add the liquid to it, to get that liquid absorbed into it and get the nice fragrance, beautiful. It smells like bacon in here. Fantastic. I'm gonna put my bacon in this bowl. Hey, you know what I'm gonna do next? I'm gonna wash this pan out so I can use it again. I'm gonna put together this terrific quesadilla right now. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so remember that cheese I was telling you about? It's got a little thicker. That's perfect. Should be the consistency of a nice thick mayonnaise. I want to spread it all around this quesadilla. Leave about a 1/2 inch on the edges in case it kind of oozes a little bit. It won't ooze out of the quesadilla. It will just ooze to the edge. So leave about a 1/2 inch from the edge. Hey, did you forget about our beautiful sauteed peppers? There we go. I know you think you want to put like the whole bowl of peppers on here. Just sprinkle nice even mixture on there. Don't forget the bacon. Woo, that bacon's good. And you want to just sprinkle it on. You don't want to put like the whole thing of bacon on there because it's just going to make a mess. Fold it over. Hey, I have a nice clean pan here. Remember I kept cleaning the pan? Nice clean pan. I'm going to spray it with some spray oil. I don't want to put too much fat in here. So I give it a spray with some spray oil. Nice light spray. I'm gonna add my quesadilla. Woo, that's perfect size pan. If you have a lot of quesadillas to make, use a bigger pan. You can make one at a time and then put them in the oven just to keep warm. Now I gotta spread the top of the quesadilla so it won't stick when I use this. A sandwich press. This is awesome. Puts a little weight on the quesadilla. Go out to the garden. Get a brick, wrap it in aluminum foil, and use that. That'll work too. This is just really nice to have with the handle and everything. I have this on a medium-low heat. It's going to take a couple of minutes. I'm going to turn it and a couple of minutes more. Nice and brown on the outside and nice and hot on the inside. Okay, time to flip it over. Check this out. Woo, look at that. Look at that color. Beautiful. Going to take about 2 minutes on the other side, and it's going to be delicious. Okay, I think it's done. Let's check the other side just to make sure. Woo, look at that. Look at that. That's fantastic. Okay. Okay, so I need to cut this in half. Look at that. That's beautiful. Hey, if you thought this was a good dish, you gotta try my stuffed baked potato. It's stuffed with bacon, it's stuffed with cheese, it's all vegan, it's all delicious. I'll see you there. Ooh, I'm gonna enjoy this. Fantastic.